Hello and welcome to this new thing I'm doing, crime and things. So I'm going to be doing a series called Crime and Creation. I'm still thinking about that name, but I think it will be Crime and Creation, where I talk about true crime or fake crime and do stuff. So today I'm going to be making crystal trees. But it could be drawing, it could be colouring, it could be sticker books, because I love those, or anything like that, while I talk about such things. So today, I am limited for 15 minutes because this is a brand new channel, so YouTube are a bit stingy like that. But we're going to be talking about 40 elephants. No, we're not going to be talking about the animals, just a herd of 40 elephants. I'm going to get started on my trees. There was a gang in London, a shoplifting gang, made up of all women, and they basically terrorised London. Sorry, I have a bit of a cold coming on. Terrorised London for quite some time. There are lots of different sources, not like ketchup and stuff, but places where I looked up this information, and pretty much most of the places said they sort of first came about in 1873 and operated into 1950. So they were very, very organised. They all had roles in the gang. So the first leader of the 40 elephants, they're called the Queen, but it was a lady named Mary Polly Carr. So she was called Mary, but she was also nicknamed Polly, which, you know. So she kind of got the gang like up and running, got it kind of successful, but things really took hold when Alice Diamond took over, also known as Diamond Alley. Annie? Diamond Annie. Again, Alice, Annie, I don't know, whatever. So yeah, she lifted that gang off the ground. I mean, she expanded into blackmail and extortion to really kind of amp things up. And she was really, really clever and charismatic, which helped with, kind of getting away from the police, tricking them, and stuff like that. She was really not scared of fighting. She actually probably loved it, to be honest. She wore, I don't know, lots of big chunky rings all over her fingers as basically makeshift knuckle dusters. So I really wouldn't have wanted to mess with her, to be honest. Yeah, she was pretty much a badass. The name, the 40 elephants, completely missed this bit. It was because they operated in Elephant and Castle area of London. I've never heard of that in my life, to be honest with you. Don't really know London though, to be fair. But that's where the name come from. And I also read somewhere that it was also because of the elephant-like waddle that they had when they stole stuff, basically. I suppose they had so much stuff they've just stolen on them that they're just like waddling out of the shop. I personally think that seems made up. I think it's literally because they operate in Elephant and Castle. Oh, and also, it's called 40 elephants, but at their peak, they reckoned there were about 70 odd members. So again, 40, I don't know where that came from, but maybe they just were like, okay, there's 40 of us, 40 elephants, yeah, cool. And then they just expanded and they couldn't change their name. They couldn't keep changing the name. So they were really, really organised when it came to their shoplifting. They planned ahead. They made sure to stay in pairs inside and outside of the stores. So if anyone was to, surprise them, they would be prepared. There would always be someone to back them up, that kind of thing. It's just kind of common sense, really. I mean, not trying to downplay their skillfulness or anything like that, but... And they also had their own lawyers just already there to help them if they ever did get into any trouble. So they really had a good thing going, let's be honest. I mean, they were criminals at the end of the day, so it's not good. But they also made their clothing specifically to hide stolen goods. So they had I don't know, they just sewed like pockets in random places in their clothing, inside, so they could hide things and they wouldn't be seen, you know, it wouldn't be noticed. If you can hear someone hollering in the background, that is the Any Old Iron Man. Do you guys have them go past your house? Because they're loud. They have no respect for quietness around here. They also managed to get jobs working for quite rich people. I don't know what they were doing for these rich people. I don't know if they were like nannies or whatever. I didn't see it say anywhere. I didn't really look into it, to be honest. But yeah, they managed to get jobs for rich people so that they could gain their trust, and then once they gained their trust, rob them blind. I guess that's where the charismatic side comes into it. And then they would also seduce high profile rich men and then blackmail them. So I guess like married men, they would seduce them, and I don't know if they'd sleep with them or just get photos. Did they have cameras? I don't know. Something of them in compromising positions, perhaps, and then yeah, just blackmail them, and obviously get loads of money from them because they were rich and they didn't want their reputations destroyed. Don't do the time if you can't do the crime. No, other way around. I'm just gonna like finish colouring these trees in for a sec because it's really time consuming, and then I'm gonna continue. Okay, these are my trees. Basically, they had it made, you know. They bought loads of fast cars so they could outrun the police if they needed to. They actually earned enough money so that their husbands didn't have to work. I mean, talk about a role reversal, like back then. So yeah, some of their husbands were actually just sitting around at home doing nothing. I mean, some of their husbands were also in prison, things like that. But I thought that was quite cool. Well, okay, it's not cool, but you know. Yeah, so they did still live in a rough area of London. But that didn't stop Alice or Annie, whatever, from donning flapper clothing, dressed in baubles and fur. Baubles. Christmas tree baubles? I don't know. Anyway, and she spent a lot of time at clubs in Soho, which is a really affluent area, if that's the right word, of London. Oh, that's the wrong way round. Oh no, I've messed up. Damn it, I've got like, oh no, I haven't. Something's happened here and I don't know what it is. I did the wrong half of the tree. I'm gonna have to colour in another one now. So stressful. So yeah, Diamond Annie, she wanted to basically expand to surrounding areas. She wanted to take over the world. And I saw a quote from the police, actually. Someone, I can't remember, I didn't actually write down his name, which is a bit mean, isn't it? Quote, they were all well built and strong and could fight as well as any man. Gives you kind of an idea of how tough and scary they were, actually. I'm running out of time. Annie, Alice, whatever, she was like a mother to the girls. She taught them how to fight, she taught them how to shoplift well, she taught them how to use a knife. I mean, just like any good mother would. It was said that she would never go anywhere without her blackjack razor. Just can't remember what that was called. As you can imagine, the media, it's always about the media, went absolutely crazy for them. They were described as good-looking, well-dressed women having a fine stature or something like that. They would throw lavish parties, and I feel like it was just basically to throw it in their, you know, people's faces, like, look at me, I'm stealing, you can't catch me, and I'm just rich as hell. I mean, I would. Also, the fact that they were such a large gang of all women must have been, like, incredible, especially for the time, you know? So in 1923, Maggie Hughes, who was a member of the gang, was actually caught stealing a tray of 34 diamond rings. Oopsie. Yeah, after she was arrested, police upped their game. So 1925, only 2 years later, Alice Diamond was finally arrested and jailed for 18 months. I find it really weird that like they've been after this gang for so many years, and the leader is only jailed for 18 months, which is a hell of a lot less time than they were actually looking for her. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Whatever. So when the leader was caught, the 40 elephants fell apart. They basically just gradually like declined. So other members were either jailed or killed. And then in the 1950s, that is basically when greater security measures were introduced, and they just couldn't get away with what they were getting away with anymore. So they did. These damn child locks. They did eventually just dwindle away, and that was the end of that. Without a successful leader, and obviously with all these security things, I mean, it's hard, you know. It's hard. And then Alice died in 1952 at the age of 55 from multiple sclerosis, MS. So, which was quite sad. I suppose 55 was a good age at that time. I don't know. And then, yeah, after that, the gang just completely disappeared. But they had a good reign, let's be honest. You know, a gang of just completely, you know, it's pretty impressive, I have to admit. Even though I don't agree with what they did necessarily, it's pretty impressive. Especially for like that era, I think, especially, you know, getting to the point where you can support your husband and your husband's just like, all right, I'm not going to go to work. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's my tree. I will probably come back and show you later what it looks like because it needs time to get crystallized. But literally just spilling it everywhere. Hope you enjoyed. If you would like me to talk about any particular crime stories, please let me know. There's probably about 2 of you watching at the moment. So yeah, I'm hoping to do this once a week. See you again next week and take care of yourselves and goodbye. Okay, so I got my crystal tree. These are what they're supposed to look like. Just a reminder. Okay. And this is mine. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not good. Most of the crystals are fallen off and they're soft as hell. I don't know if they're supposed to be soft, but that is the tree. I kind of think it's beautiful actually from that angle. From the back it's a bit, but it's not terrible. Get your own. Yay. Bye.